May I come in, sir?
Come in, come in.
Good morning, sir. Good morning,
Good morning, Tarun. Come sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So you're always Tarun?
Yes, sir.
Eh? Very good. Nice to see you. Concentration, meditation. Did you do meditation this morning?
No, sir. I do usually in the evening.
Okay. Okay. Physics. Okay, let's first start with geography. Tell me how India's geography is of strategic importance for our country.
Sir, India's peninsular location is a strategic importance because mostly the trade passes through the south of Indian region from Red Sea towards the China region. So Indo-Pacific becomes an important region because of geography. Then secondly, the connectivity towards Mumbai connectivity to the Gulf connectivity. There is a close connection. We are building Indian Middle East Economic Corridor. That is also an important issue. Then thirdly, sir, our connectivity through Northeast towards the Act East policy we are looking for. So Myanmar, then it helps in going closer towards the East Asia region. So that is also an important issue.
Okay, what else?
So also, sir, geographical boundaries between the countries like neighbors China, Myanmar. So this is an issue because of geography itself.
Okay. Now let's move to Rajasthan. I am a foreigner. I have come to Rajasthan for the first time. You are my guide. So tell me 5 things which I should go and see in Rajasthan. Or you describe Rajasthan.
So I would describe Rajasthan as the land of Rajas. It was a heritage place. So it has lots of kingdoms and dynasties of the past. And the tradition of fighting against the odds, like fighting against the invaders, fight against the natural odds, with their spirit has continued in Rajasthan. And because of the different geographical diversities, the culture of Rajasthan is very diverse. Like Kathputli, the dances like Kalbelia, then dramas, music, Ravan Hatta, one of the ancient musical instruments were there. So the culture is very diverse. Then thirdly, fourthly, I would say the rising aspirations of the country. Like we can become a global aspiration for the global solar energy, like Falodi plants, then Bhadla solar plants. So we have become a major aspiration for that. Then fifthly, I would say within Rajasthan itself, because of geographical diversity, we can see the desert, then rivers, then past ancient culture of India, and along with that, the dryland areas. So entire combination of,
Very good.
Would say, is a unity in diversity.
Very good. Now let's go to international relations a little bit. Can you tell me what is the economic situation in Argentina? Do you have any idea where Argentina is?
Yes, sir. It's in South America.
And it's a very large country.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I need to look into this if there is any development.
Okay. Who is going to host the next G20 summit?
I think it's Argentina only.
Okay.
But I'm not very sure. Brazil or Argentina, one of them is there, but I'm not very sure. I have to read.
Okay. Now, another question on international relations. There was a judgment by the International Court of Justice on an island in South China Sea. What was that judgment and what is that island?
So it's with relation to the EEZ of that region. It's China. I'm forgetting the name. I think it was one of them is there, Paracel Island and one Spratly Island. So one is there. But judgment was with respect to the EEZ. Means there is the confusion between the EEZ sharing, like in China, Myanmar, and China, Philippines, and those countries. So ICJ has said that whatever the international UN clause is saying, so that must be followed, and China must not be aggressive into exploiting the EEZ of the other countries, and it is to giving the sole right to the Philippines.
I'm asking about the judgment on an island. Okay, no problem. It's okay. No.
So 8, I would say. Earlier there were 7, then the 2 has been fused, and Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh becomes 2 more. So I think it's 8. States. So I think it's 28, but I will have to check. Yes, sir. So I will have to check exact figure. Yes, sir. Lakshadweep Island you are talking about. Yes, sir. So Maldives and Mauritius. So there is one island in the Mauritius, Agatti Island, something like that. So there India has, with the aid of Mauritius and India, we have developed some infrastructure there.
What is that infrastructure?
So it's related to port base there, and it's, I think, related to military only. Sir, 2016. So figure I will have to check, sir. I will have to check the figure. So broadly the entire population is there. So because so the dedicated freight corridors, then sir, Amrit Bharat station program, then Triple P projects in the railways, then sir, focus on the Namo Bharat trains, and so the inter-regional connectivity, fast trains that are serviced between different regions, they are rapid railway transport systems. Vande Bharat is a, sir, semi-fast train that India has indigenously developed. Multi-purpose tree. So I have not read about exactly about this. So it is whenever dam project is built, it has several purposes. It can help in various areas. Sir, but I have not read. Sir, they care sangri, we eat fruits. Sabji is made because of that only. Then it has ecological importance in Rajasthan region. So it's the standard model of physics that we are looking for. Recently, we are trying to combine all the forces of nature. 4 fundamental forces are there, but there is an issue with the integration of gravitational forces into that model. So we are trying to develop, but we have not achieved any significant integration of gravitation field. So Higgs boson field, foundation of Higgs boson particle was an important development, but we are yet to achieve that finality of. So IMEC is infrastructure project in Middle East. So we are looking from, like, we will connect from the Mumbai to the U. So from Gujarat there is a one port, and from Mumbai, exact port name I do not remember, sir. So I will have to look into that. Abu Dhabi is there. From maritime route is there. After that, Saudi Arabia is there. From land only.
From there,
Sir, it is seen as an alternative because BRI has routes, is connectivity towards the inland Europe. So in the same way, Middle East Economic Corridor connects India through the Middle East to the inland Europe also. So the primary threat is in the Red Sea region, the Suez Canal issue. The Houthis are attacking the canal. The second is, sir, the 8-degree channel below the Indian Peninsula, where the more Indo-Pacific region, where the Chinese aggression is increasing, and it is increasing the hydrographic surveys in that region. So there is Bab al-Mandeb Strait. It's in the Red Sea region. So they act as a choke points. So it risks the supply chain towards India, because India is mainly dependent. So the energy security issue comes because oil is supplied. Then exports and imports both are affected.
good. So Tarun, I enjoyed your discussions on fundamental forces on physics, and I see that you are also BSc honors from a very prestigious college. So congratulations. Uh, and you have also mentioned sustainable agriculture as one of your leading activities. No? So I'm always intrigued, Tarun, about one thing, no? Because if you read fundamental physics, no, basically, then we read that the entropy of the universe is increasing. That's a known fact. Okay, so entropy is increasing means disorderliness is the equilibrium is being disturbed, and it is increasing, increasing, increasing if we are going forward in time, which is our case. So how can anything become sustainable in that sense? Okay, what do we mean by sustainability? That everything is in equilibrium. Here the nature is saying that no, we are going towards disequilibrium. Is sustainability a real concept?
Yes, sir. Sustainability is a real concept. This is
You are a student of physics, so enlighten me.
because, sir, nature always tries to balance the things out.
That is what I am saying. The entropy is increasing. As a physicist, you know that. It has not been denied so far. No theory has denied that entropy of the universe is not increasing. It means disorder is increasing. Okay, equilibrium is being disturbed. Okay, it is increasing. And on the other hand, you say sustainable equilibrium.
So, particularly entropy concept, I will have to go into it because I do not remember.
No problems. No problems. Okay. Tell me one more thing. No, you were talking about when our colleague asked you about the geography of India. What's this advantage? No. So you were talking about locational geography. Let's talk something about physical geography. Okay. So what is the like distinct advantage of India's physical geography? Distinct advantage.
So, the first is its location.
No, location you have. Location in relation to other countries you have already discussed.
I'm talking in terms of location with respect to the sun's incidence, like solar energy. So that's important because of geography only.
Any other part, any other component of physical geography you would like to highlight?
Like the Himalayas. The location of Himalayas shield us from the cold waves from the northern Europe. So if it would have not been there, the entire monsoon system would have been different and the climate of India would have been different.
How?
So the Himalayas stops the branches of the monsoon.
So how could that it have made difference? Any difference? Okay, rains are there everywhere in the world, mountain or no mountain. Okay, we may not have monsoon. We may not have monsoon. We may have a different type of rain system. Okay, and which is much better because then rain will be falling all around the year, which is happening in Western Europe.
But India has a unique characteristic of monsoon regime. This is
Why we need monsoon? We could have gone. Agriculture is much better in northern and Western Europe, where there is no Himalayas. So let that kind of a system be here.
But sir, monsoon is a feature of India and entire culture fabric of India depends on the monsoon itself.
Because we have grown like that. No?
Means entire cultural fabric from agriculture, economy, everything depends on the monsoon itself. That is important. And like cold waves from the northern Europe could have easily made our country
That's Tarun, that's better. I would say that I will argue that that's better because climate change, Earth is warming. This May IMD has predicted that it's going to be super hot. Okay. Now the AC manufacturing people have already jacked up the prices since yesterday. Yesterday there was a forecast by IMD. Now they have, so it's good.
So I would say rather than adopting climate change, the stopping climate change would be a more focused solution. Okay. Because we cannot say that one climate would be better. We have to adjust according to the climate only.
Okay. Read more about it, okay? Or we can discuss after the interviews.
Mr. Tarun, good morning, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So can you talk about the budget on what was the important aspects of budget on fiscal responsibility?
So we have projected 5.1% of the fiscal deficit. Then the capital expenditure we have also increased. It's 11.1% capital expenditure we have increased. Then, so these are major issues.
So what implications, let's say we increase capital expenditure, what implications will it have in the future on the budget account?
So if the capital expenditure is there, then the crowding in of the private investment will be higher and the productivity of the entire economic system improves. So that will increase the budget expenditure in the future, and also the fiscal space will also be increased because of the more investment and the more funding of different areas.
Okay. So what about Rajasthan state budget? How is it going?
So, the issue was that majorly the interest payments were higher on the higher side. Earlier the loans that were taken mostly the expenditure was more based on the
How much of the revenue expenditure is towards interest payments?
So that figure I have to check, but it was quite large. Means whatever the borrowing was there, majorly it was revenue expenditure.
What about center? How much amount of revenue expenditure is going towards interest payments?
So I will have to check the figure, but it is reducing. The trend is that revenue deficit is reducing in Indian budget.
Interest payments is still a concerning factor. Please look into it.
Yes, sir. It is one of the highest payment we are doing, so it is a concern.
Okay. And again, what is the global economic growth forecast?
So growth forecast of global economy is not up to the mark we should aim for, because some countries are going into the recession, and
Can you name some countries?
so they are, I think Ukraine, that UK is there. It is showing very less growth. It's around 0.1%. Then Japan is there. It's also showing less growth. So other countries are also there. I'm not able to recall the names, but overall the GDP growth is on the less than 2% in the global economy. But Indian GDP real growth is higher, on the higher side. It's around 7%.
What is GVA?
Sir, it's gross value addition. It's the calculating the GDP from the production side. Like any industry or is manufacturing any product, so the entire value addition in that is calculated across the sectors. So that gives the gross value.
Is it similar to GDP at factory cost?
So I think it would be similar, because production is at the factor side and GDP is at the factor cost. Mostly they would be similar only.
Why is it in news in the recent last 1-2 days?
So I will have to look.
Okay. So IMF or the Indian budget also is very optimistic about India's GDP growth story. Is it so isolated, like when the entire world is going through recession and slowdown, isn't it going to impact India, or is it going to create friction in the India's growth story as well?
Yes, the global implication definitely has impact on Indian economy, but Indian economy has a kind of resilience because of its high population, the developing nature, and the more capital investments we are doing. So that is kind of shielding from the global effects, but global effects are also there on the Indian economy. Like supply chain disruptions are there, that is raising the oil prices. But India have been broadly able to shield the negative effects of the wars and the global instability.
Our banking system is so much interlinked to the rest of the world. So, and it is also very crux of the economy. So if that gets affected, entire economy gets affected.
So monetary policy is one of the side of the entire economy. We have fiscal side, so which we are increasing the crowding in, and the more incentives we are giving, like exports and import. Recently we increased the custom duty. So we are, through fiscal policy, we are shielding effects, and through the government policy, like food security, we are exporting some goods, and we are putting a stock holding limits on the supply of the wheats and others. So monetary policy one of the side. So overall we are trying to shield it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so good luck.